Okay, so thank you very much for the kind invitation to this very important conference to evolve the Polish practice of web archiving. I would like to offer you a brief introduction to the activities in the Hungarian Web Archive at the National Széchényi Library, and at first I would like to take some overview about the organization and legislation environment. As the main points are based on that our Polish host requested us the major information about our web archive. So at the National Széchényi Library we have an own department currently with 3 full-time employees and one part-time IT person that takes the devout tasks, and it's a part of the information and contents service division together with other digital content and the traditional reference services. And the amendment of law and government decree about web archiving entered into force at the beginning of this year, and the most important new regulation that has appeared in this sense, that websites of government, local government, state bodies and state-funded institutions can be published without making any contracts. So we don't have to make service contracts with them, and it's a really good and positive development on the service side. We are still working on to build up a public collection from these sources, and a bit of history of born the digital archiving. The archiving of unique born digital documents has started from 1999. The first tests with web archiving started around 2006, and the first conception has formed. But in real, the pilot period of the National Web Archive has just started in 2017 by the framework of a national digital content infrastructure development project, and the regular harvests and service started since 2019 by the framework of the permanent library service, as the pilot period has ended, but it's somehow still a research and development project. Every day we are learning something new, so it's a really exciting experience to work with web archiving. And a short overview about the types of archiving what we have in our collection. There are thematic collections, mainly harvested quarterly, and we have collections by genre also, like the collection of e-periodicals, newspapers. You can see the frequency of archiving also in the slides in each items, and we have some pilot running in social media sense. It is really difficult to harvest social media. So especially in case of Facebook, there is an old interface that is available for the oldest mobile devices without touchscreen. And that's the only interface that can be used really for archiving purposes. But we have problems with Instagram and Twitter also, in a way that we hope that a new extension of the SolarWayback software will take a solution for Twitter archiving, and we have event-based archiving. It depends on the time interval. We are closely working together with IIPC, as Chris also mentioned, and we have published a paper by the framework on the WorkNet project about the experiences of COVID related web archiving activities. It can be downloaded on the worknet.eu homepage, and we have a small institutional collection about the content services of the National Széchényi Library. We are harvesting it infrequently. Depends on the appearance of these contents, and we have a semi-annual general harvest about the Hungarian web sphere. The problem is that the Hungarian Council of Internet Provider is not providing us the list of the Hungarian websites, so we have to find some alternative solutions, and we will have a contract with Internet Archive that they will give us the content, and then they will also build us in the near future a portal where the Hungarian content from the .hu domain that is be archived by them from 1995, 1996 will be available with a full search capabilities. So we are really looking forward to this collaboration, and we have some regional virtual collection. We are currently working on these collections with county libraries. So there are two main types of collections: the public collections and the non-public collections, and as I mentioned, there is a collection of the National Széchényi Library websites, and then there is a small demo archive that can be present the service capabilities of the web archives with some contents we already have contract with. It will be really merged with the content with the public state authorities websites, and we have an interesting website that is even available in Polish because of its historical importance, about the remembrance of the Rákóczi uprising, and it is really important in a way that we can show that content can be published from different resources from the digital born databases, not just from the web archive. So it's a really good way of how to build up a thematic general digital collection, and of course we have the non-public collections that can be accessed within the library by terminal server. This terminal server service is currently under construction. Also, you can search it mainly by URL and by the name of the websites, and the full text search capabilities by the help of the SolarWayback software is currently in experimental phase. We will need faster SSDs and a bit more enhanced infrastructure. And the technological side, I can say that we have 4 servers currently. The servers has maintained by the Hungarian government technology agency. So they are running the servers, but we are managing completely the software side and the collections. So we have a public server with the Web Archive homepage. We have a public server that can be used for the harvesting of public web sites, and then the content development service for these websites is also in this server, and then there is a non-public server that we can use only for harvesting, and the non-public server that can be used for indexing and service. And you can see that we are using several kind of archiving software, and the web curator tool is really good to organize these contents, at least in a basic way, and the playback software, the general playback softwares that are appearing in this environment. The only interesting thing can be maybe the SolarWayback that the Danish National Library, Royal Library, started to develop, but because of copyright issues they couldn't build up a demo source, so they found us, and we have built up a demo, and we started to use it, and we are developing together this playback software, and it's not just a playback software. It has some indexing and limited harvesting capabilities also. So some words about metadata handling. We have an internal in-house developed metadata scheme based on an XML scheme. We have 2 main schemes, one for unique websites, one for sub-collections. Of course, we are using these detailed schemes only for the publicly available websites. On the non-public archive, just some really basic metadata elements are available, and we are currently working on with our colleagues from the standard development department of the library on an RDA compliant application profile. Maybe at the end of the next year we can publish it and talk about the experiences, and we have a really major problem that still there is a lack of integration to the library system. The library system will be completely changed of the library, and then we don't know how we can integrate the web archive to the currently non-existing new system. And there are some numbers about the size of the archives, so you can see the estimate of the web sphere harvesting, about some numbers of the numbers of CDURLs in the thematic collections, by the electronic periodicals collections. In the public collection we have circa 300 websites now. The size of the public collection is estimated around 4.6 terabytes. Of course, the size of the non-public collection is much bigger, is around 70 terabytes now, and the full text search index currently contains approximately 1 billion URLs, and you can see that we can make some nice statistics in our homepage that can show, for example, the distribution of major file types by number. And then some words about the collaboration, so I don't want to talk much about IIPC because Chris already mentioned the basic informations. I was talking briefly about WorkNet. It is a research collaboration project led by the Aarhus University by Professor Niels Brugger, and the main aim is to offer, to develop and offer solutions for the use of web archives as a research subject, and to offer some solutions to collaboration to compare different national web archives, to build up the methodology how we can do it, and how web archives can be compliant with research data management needs. In Hungary, we are working together with memory institutions. Currently, we are talking with many county libraries and want to establish written contracts with them that they can help us to find the relevant local content, because in any country you can't do this job by just yourself. You need a really effective collaboration network in order to find the resources, and you, as a web archivist, you have to be really proactive to find the resources you are really need. It's not that kind of passive work you are used to do as an archivist or librarian. This need a completely different kind of approach, and I think it is really important to mention. And we are working together with university departments. We would like to offer some introductory courses about web archiving, and we are working together with the Digital Humanities Research Centers. And in the last minute, I would like to talk a bit about our dissemination job. It's also really important. We are organizing annual workshops and then takes similar presentations in many events in Hungary and in abroad, and we are publishing many articles, mainly in Hungarian, but in English also. We are building up a web archiving wiki, mainly based on English resources, and also a bibliography, also mainly based on international resources. We are also managing Hungarian mailing list and a monthly newsletter for the interested stakeholders, and we are running an accredited course for librarians and archivists. It's currently run mainly online but originally we started it with an on-site version around 3 or 4 times a year. So thank you for your attention. Dziękuję bardzo. And we would like to offer help to our Polish colleagues as much as they need, that they can build up a similarly effective web archiving service that we could do. And I'm waiting for the questions now. Thank you.
I have 1 or 2 questions. Please tell me what kind of factor decide that you are choosing to archive some social media. We know that it's an ocean of social medias. You can't archive all of them. So how you are choosing them to archive? And second, connected with this, you told us that you are also archiving on the mine. Yes, what does it mean?
Okay,
yes.
So the answer to the first question, we have these kind of thematic collections and genre-based collections, and we try to find social media contents that are relevant on this sense, and not everything that we have to focus on the for example, Facebook pages of institutions, events that can be highly relevant for the future. Or, for example, we had a pilot to find Instagram pages of Hungarian writers or so-called cultural celebs, because it is a really major segment of the contemporary culture. The on-demand archiving I haven't talked so much in the presentation because of the limited time. So time to time, some website or mailing list owners are asking us to help them to preserve specific content. For example, they want to move or completely diminish a homepage or a mailing list that they are thinking that can be relevant or highly relevant for the future. The last example was a mailing list that is about major urbanistic development issues of Budapest, and they would like to archive it, or a more than 20 years old comprehensive list about the Hungarian chess life, and it will be completely abandoned in the next year. It is really so there are no web archiving activities in the Hungarian National Web Archive now. There are some issues that can be more like a task of an archive than a task of a library. For example, managing this kind of mailing list, I think can be mainly more like an archive task than a library task. But we have to do and we have to manage these requests as much as possible, because people are relying to us, and if we are not able to help, this type of content will disappear completely from the web. So yeah, and if you request, we can write some guides that are covering various aspects of this library jobs, and you can get a more detailed information if you want to use in your job later. Yeah.
Who's first?
Thank you, Adam.
Then we are.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. I have a question about your course. I'd like to know more about it. What do you teach? Who attends? How long is it? How do you do it online? Do whatever you can.
It is a 4 days long course, and at the first day we are focusing on a general overview about born digital content and web archiving, and we are describing also the international context. The second day we are more focusing on the Windows-based softwares. On the third day we are focusing on the Linux-based softwares and the web curating process and different kind of software tools that we can use for these purposes. And on the last day, it's the shortest day, we are talking about the research use and collaboration and how the people that are participating on this course can collaborate with us. And at the end there is a practical exam with, in one hand, with test questions, and at the other hand there is a practical task that people have to do with the HT-Trax software. We know that it is harvesting to file system, but it can be easily managed with people that have no experience with web archiving and that can run a short task. And we are expecting for all the people to participate that would like to take a basic overview about web archiving, and they would like to collaborate with us in some sense. In a basic way, we are expecting just try to find and offer content to us, and mainly help us by managing metadata and checking the content quality, but this course is ideal for them that they can take a basic overview of the relevant background, the different kind of softwares and workflows. It's a really practice-based course. Only the first day, as I mentioned, more theoretic based, because we have to describe the basic theoretical context, and we are also building up. Chris didn't mention the education working, research and education working groups that by the IIPC, and we are the training working group. That's the exact name, and we have developed together a set of training elements in English, and we are also using these elements we have built up it into our course. So in a short way, this is the structure of this, and it has officially accredited by the Adult Education Accreditation Committee, and we are running it together by the Education Department of the Hungarian Library Institute. That they are offering many kind of further education courses, not just for librarians, but in some case for archivists and experts from the museum sector or from the museum library sector also.
Just a quick question. So you mentioned you have a full text search, which is very good for end users. What kind of ranking algorithm do you use?
It's a kind of ranking algorithm that is based on Solar and the SolarWayback software. So we are using the built-in Solar capabilities, and the Danes have built up this SolarWayback software that is a kind of extension of the basic Solar engine to handle work files and to handle those indexing formats, CDX and CDXJ indexing for formats that we can use to indexing. So we can't really rely on APIs in this sense, because these services are not really supporting to run APIs that can serve archiving purposes. Mainly this extension of the SolarWayback software that can rely on the general Twitter developer API can take some solution in this sense, but we have to install it. Just 2 weeks ago, I saw a presentation about it by the developers in Aarhus. And on the other hand, that's why I mentioned Conifer and the other version of this software that can be installed and run in your own server. It is working like an old style video recorder. So you start to run a browser, and then you are navigating to social media pages, and it tries to capture everything that a browser can handle. Of course, it's not without any issues. It takes so much human effort, and the automatic scrolling is not working sometimes effectively. But at least before you are starting the browser, you can start the browser, and before you starting the recording, you can log in to the social media service. So it will not preserve the login credentials. And the other major problem is that Facebook is really notorious in this sense that they are changing their interface and the source code in a daily manner. So they would like to prevent these software types to run properly. In case of Instagram, that they are just realizing that a browser robot is using them too much, and then they are just simply forbidding our robots, or if we could like to use it sometimes via VPN, it's even not working because they are realizing and forbidding us again. So sometimes it's like a cat and mouse game that we need some really important content, and we would like to capture it, and we hope that some kind of collaboration will be more fruitful in the future. Maybe IIPC or some other stakeholders can help us. And it's a general problem. Just one more sentence that a fracture of money has been spent to archiving. That has been spent for content development, and the main content providers are completely unaware about these archiving issues. What can be the effects if they are changing the structure of their website? So we have so many things to do together internationally in this sense also.
Yeah. To talk about metadata, so I'll be short. Have you thought about comparing your in-house metadata schema with other international standards? Schemas?
We were thinking about that, and it's currently underway. That's why we would like to build up this new RDA-based application profile, because it will be a standard way to provide metadata. So we will see what we can do, and when a new system will be appearing in the library, we have to find some standard forms to insert our metadata scheme into the new system. And there is a small question in Polish.
Jest jeszcze jedno pytanie, bardzo istotne, ale wymagające bardzo krótkiej i treściwej odpowiedzi. Mianowicie, czy anglojęzyczna terminologia stanowi dla was problem i jak ją adaptujecie na własne potrzeby?
There is no really problem with the English terminology. We can use it in our own context, but it can be a problem for people who don't know anything about web archiving. It's a really major task in the web archiving training to describe these major terminological frameworks. But otherwise there are no serious problems in this sense.